Hey guys, it's Caroline, career and leadership coach. And today I want to talk about strategies that you can use today to stop giving a shit at work when you're in a job that doesn't value you. Now, I have been myself in several situations where people didn't like me. They wanted to push me out. They performance managed me on the grounds that weren't justified. And the only thing I did as a defense mechanism was trying to prove how good I was, trying to prove that I was capable. And I've learned the hard way that that is not the way to actually overcome that. Because what will happen is it will start to affect your confidence, and your confidence as a result will impact your performance. And I'm not talking about your performance at work. I don't give a damn about your performance at work anymore at this stage. I'm talking about your performance in terms of really getting ahead in your career. Because if you have a trauma, let's call it a trauma, and I know there are different degrees of trauma, but let's call it a trauma. If you have a trauma at work and it starts to affect your self-confidence, you will carry that baggage to a new opportunity and a new position. And your walls will get up, you will be defensive, you will be paranoid because things you will see that aren't there and stuff like that. And so that the impact that something like that has on you is so big, and people don't even realize it. The baggage and the consequences that it will have through your entire career if you don't deal with this shit straight on and head on. And I know it's not nice, and we try to be light, and we try to prove ourselves to the other person and try to show how good we are in our work. And it's just not happening. They're performance managing us out. They're micromanaging us. They're saying about how our performance doesn't meet their expectations, but their expectations might be all over the place. So you don't actually know where to go and what to do and what to do right anymore. And often for many of my clients that are in that situation, it's the first time that it happens to them, because in their previous job, people actually came to them saying how great they are in their job, and like how amazing and how what an impact that they're making. And suddenly they have this manager that's hanging over their head, that's blocking them for stepping up further, and that's really like diminishing them. And in the beginning, you think like, okay, I can suck this up. I can actually tolerate this, but this becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And at a certain point, it starts to affect your mental health. It starts to affect your physical health. It starts to affect how you show up in your family life. It has a really vicious cycle. And so your job is to step out of it. Now, the first thing that I want to say as an analogy that helped me understanding it, and I hope it will help you too. An analogy is like, imagine a flower that you plant, and either that flower dies, we don't blame the flower, we blame the environment. Like, oh my God, maybe it didn't have enough sun, maybe the soil was not good, maybe I didn't give enough water, and so on. You don't blame the plant. And so that's the same for you. You might actually be in an environment that is not aligned with you. And the first thing you need to do is to accept that and to say like, actually, I'm going to stop bashing my head against a brick wall time and time again, because those people are not going to change. The direction of the company is not going to change, and they will survive without me. So I'm not the key component that all holds everything together. So the first thing is that you need to do is to accept and acknowledge that that environment isn't the right environment for you. And by accepting that awareness, that is going to already empower you, because suddenly you're not a victim anymore of like what other people are doing to you, whether it's a toxic environment, whether it's your peers, your colleagues, your team, your boss, whoever it is that's actually making it really unsustainable for you. Like, you don't care. You stop giving away that control and start bringing that in, that control, and saying like, hey, this is me and enough is enough. This is my boundary, and I am a flower and I will flourish, and I'm a beautiful flower that will flourish in the right environment. So give yourself the right environment. And that is often the thing that I see people doing greatly wrong, is they see a job description, they think like, oh my God, it's a perfect job, like perfect company, perfect job. Oh, I want to get it. I want to get it. They get it. And then 3 months in, they say like, oh my God, how did I ever make this mistake? And people don't reflect that it's actually in their control to actually make sure that they ask the right question. And often when they come to me and tell me their story, it's often things that they could have assessed prior to actually accepting the job offer. But because they were so in a mindset of like, oh, I want to get out of this job, of the previous job that they were in, that they forgot to do the diligence and forgot to ask the right questions to actually understand if there is an alignment between them and the organization, between them and the job, between them and the people. Because assessing a job based on just a few interviews where you don't ask the right questions, or assessing a job on a company website, or assessing a job based on a job description, that is not how you assess your job. Like, whenever I work with clients in my program, we spend time understanding their strengths, understanding their values. And what many people might think is fluffy, it's actually part of your foundation, part of your core. The way you will work in flow, the way you will perform at your best, the way you will be thriving in your career is by firstly identifying those. And when you have identified those, you can use them as a compass to actually understand which organization is in line with what you want and really can take you there and take and accelerate your career. And it's so often that people are not aware of who they are. So that includes their unique value proposition, but their unique value proposition, their strengths, their values, everything, who they are, their core DNA. When they don't understand their own blueprint and they just drift from job to job and hope for the best that it will work out, that is not a career strategy. That is not how you move through your career in an effortless way. The first thing you need to do is understand yourself. Anyway, to bring it back to the specific 3 strategies that I want you to do, because I gave you a lot of gold nuggets here, and I hope you can see the value in what I shared already with you and what you actually can do to make sure that you understand yourself before you make a career move. And the first thing that I want you to do, if you're in a toxic environment or in an environment that's really just not working for you, is detach yourself. And detaching yourself is by not taking it personal. Thinking like, okay, there is an alignment difference, and that is okay. Stop bashing your head against the brick wall. Stop trying to be liked by everybody else. Just don't take it personal. Detach yourself. And detaching yourself, tools you can use to help you with this process, that a tool that I use with many clients that has helped them so many times is, first of all, a mantra. A mantra is like a saying that you say to yourself to quieten down that little voice in your head that goes crazy whenever you get triggered in the workplace. And that mantra could be like, this is not my future anymore. I'm working to my future. This is not my future anymore. I'm working to a better future. This is not my future anymore. I'm working towards a better future. And really saying that whenever you feel your blood boiling, or whenever you feel your manager is micromanaging you, and instead of taking it personal, you think like, this is not my future anymore. I'm working towards a better future. So that is one really powerful way. And you say that to yourself. You don't say that out loud because you want to probably keep your job until you find a new one. Some cases you just want to resign, but that choice is up to you. What's best for you and your situation. But a mantra is very powerful in snapping out immediately out of that mindset of like getting personally attached to letting it all go. A second way that you can do is meditation. Now, I know that a lot of people don't like meditation or try to meditate and try to sit still for 20 minutes and it's not working because your mind is going crazy, and that is okay. Like, start with 3 minutes, 5 minutes meditation. Start with a guided meditation. You have apps like Calm, you have Headspace, and you have so many apps where you actually can start to learn to meditate. And I would say, like, if you're not a meditator, like, start with guided meditations to actually like understand like how meditation works and how it can calm you down. I would say, depending on your situation, but I would say like 2 times a day would be good. In the morning, first thing that you wake up, I do it 3 times a day. But I would say, like, in the morning, first thing that you do when you wake up, that you put up your headphones. I say headphones because mine are big. Put up your headphones and just like listen to a 5-minute meditation. And before you go to bed, also like let the day go and just calm yourself down, and you will see your sleep will be so much better. Because what you do also, if you're anything like me and like most of my clients, is like, before you go to bed, you actually go over the stories in your head. I should have said this. I should have done this. Like, why did my manager respond like this? Or why did my team do that? Blah, blah, blah. And you just like go over and over that story, and you want to break that cycle. And the way you break that cycle is to make sure that before bed you have a sleep meditation. So any of those apps, most of the time they have a sleep meditation. I use Calm, C-A-L-M, Calm, because it really gives me the option of like less guided meditations, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, like whatever I want. And it also gives me sleep meditations. A third thing you can do in terms to detach yourself is journal. And journaling, again, it's like writing everything out. Just don't keep it in your little head. A lot of people, including myself, before I started this process years and years ago, it's like I keep things in my head and just like reiterate, and it's like think about the same thing. And it's like, okay, it's better to get it out of on paper, and to write things out and write a letter to your boss or to your team, like all the gunk, let it just like, instead of festering inside and carrying around this negative energy, let it out. Just put it on paper, and you will see the process of really transferring it from your mind to paper is so therapeutical. It's like so releasing. So it's such a good way to get through it. So that's the first thing that I would say, like, detach yourself. Don't take it personal and make it like objectify it. Another way that I would say that is really good is to treat your situation as an experiment, like a behavioral experiment. Observe the people on how they respond, and try to, and look at it like almost like a joke. If they really, instead of letting it get under your skin that you really get annoyed, like just think like, oh my God, they respond that way. Oh, they must be in a bad place, because it's often a reflection of them and not you. So remember that they have their own shit to deal with. So it's often a reflection of them, not you. But you take on all that energy and you take it personal. Try to shift your mindset with the tools that I gave you. So the second strategy that I would say is have somebody to talk to. Like I said in the beginning, it's a lot to carry on your shoulder. It's a lot of baggage. It's like, treat it as a trauma. And with any kind of trauma, and depending on how severe it is and what a recurring pattern it is in your life. Because if you let people treat you like this in your work life, you might have other areas in your life where you actually let people get away with stuff also, with stuff that they shouldn't get away with. And that could also be like something bigger that you need to change and shift. So think about it like, okay, how can I resolve this? Because just running away from it or hiding it or whatever, or just like sucking it up, just doing all that is not going to help you move forward, because keeping that energy, that negativity, that trauma inside your body, it will manifest in certain illnesses, in certain disease, in certain, like your hair might fall out, you might have stress. So yes, you will have also the blocks that it will block you the rest of your career. So you have to talk to somebody, and that somebody doesn't need to be a shrink, can be, but it could be a coach, it could be a friend, it could be anybody that can actually listen to you and really understand and support you in that way. Now, here's the thing. We don't want to get stuck in our own misery and have self-pity. So treat talking to people, okay, this is a healing process. This is a process to actually get on with it, move forward. A lot of people, they mix up talking about their shit into like complaining. Oh my God, life is so tough. Oh my God, but they don't do anything. Like, don't be like that. Please, just don't. Like, really use this time that people give to you to actually heal yourself and move forward. Use this as a healing process, not as a complaining sounding board. So that's the second thing. So the first one is not to make it personal, detach yourself. Second one is to talk to somebody, have somebody on your side, have somebody that can really like believe in you, see it from a different perspective, help you maintain that detachment. And then the third thing, really where it all comes together, is what's your exit strategy? I will repeat that. Very simple. Have an exit strategy. Like, think about it. Like, is your resume ready? Are you using the modern way of job searching, or are you still using the old traditional ways? Well, how is your interviewing going? How long has it been since you have interviewed? Can you sell yourself? Because I can guarantee you, it's not about showing your capability anymore, because everybody at your level, and definitely the clients that I work with, have over 15 years experience. They're good at what they do. So it's not about their capability anymore. It's about their leadership, their strategic thinking, like, and so on. And so the influencing skills and how they actually can articulate and demonstrate that in an interview, how they can be able to articulate what they stand for, their unique value proposition. So if you haven't gotten clear about your exit strategy, and if your strategy is just apply online, I can guarantee you're just not going to go anywhere. Then you're going to stay stuck in your situation, and your confidence is going down and down and down. So then we are in that vicious circle again. So there's so many things that you can do. And if you need help to find your next fulfilling leadership role that's really aligned, then I can help you. I can get you there. If you're just looking for any type job and say like, hey, I'm just like, fix my resume, like go somewhere else, because I'm not a resume writer and I don't want to be. But if you're looking for a career, a job that's really aligned, and yes, that includes your resume, but your resume with your message, your unique value proposition that sells you what you want, what you really want to achieve in the next job and in your career. And if that's what you want, I can help you. Reach out to me, schedule in a time where we have a chat. There's not going to be one of those yucky sales calls. There's going to be just conversations, you and I on the phone, and just like, okay, what do you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself now? What do you think is blocking you? And then I will tell you, if you want to hear it, of course, like how we can work together and what working together would look like. And if it suits you, then we can get started. Simple as that. It's not that difficult. So now you have a choice to make. Go and make your choice. Go and implement those strategies. Go and take action. Don't sit in your self-pity. Action is what you need to do. Otherwise, you're going to have the same result. And you have to take aligned action. So action that's really in line with your values, your strengths, with your core. Anyway, I hope you liked it. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. The more engagement I get, the more LinkedIn or Facebook shares the video. If we are not connected, then you can randomly across this video, just like connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm all about connecting with more people so I can actually share and help share my message with more people and help more people transforming their career. I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And otherwise, I will see you in the next live. Thank you. See you guys. Bye.